Ask this question. Why are half of these questions like, would you rather? Well, I would rather not for either of your questions. All right. I guess you could read them out for like whenever you're ready.
The questions.
Yeah, the questions.
Okay, let me go see. Let's go all the way to the top.
Yeah, all the way to the top. Great.
All right, here we go.
From Tame Shade, right? Yeah, Tame Shade.
Hmm. From all the Transformers media over the years, shows, movies, comics, and novels, what category did you like the most and why? Um, I think I grew up more around shows and movies, so that might be like
I grew up. I grew up with more with movies and shows, so yeah, I didn't really discover like comics and.
I didn't really get into comics until like recently. Really and
I
truly.
got into comics, I think, during the start of IDW. Well, not the start of IDW, because I read Last Stand of the Records for my first comic book, and I was deeply traumatized. By the way, I would not recommend that.
Oh no.
Would not recommend that for a first time comic book reader because that was tragic. Um,
That's fine.
but I would have to say in order, um,
Mhm.
for all Transformer media, I would say comics, shows, movies, and then novels. Only because the problem with like all novels across like all fandoms is that they'll make novels and then they'll be like they're not canon, by the way, and I'm like, ah, oh, great, why make it? Why? Why
Yeah,
make it?
that's yeah.
I would also say games too. I would say games after shows, just because the games were.
I think games definitely had a huge part
Mm-hmm.
on my childhood for sure. From
FOC and War for Cybertron were my childhood, and
that and I had like every DS game.
oh my
Like,
god, did you have the one
yep.
where it was like you picked like you were just a Decepticon running around like doing random
Hmm.
shit? Yeah, okay. I knew that. Anytime I explain that, I'm like,
I
yeah, I
still
had this.
yeah, the first one was honestly the best one because like there's so many alt modes you can scan
Oh my god,
and
yeah.
like you play as like your own
The
character, I
only
guess.
DS game that I didn't like as a kid was the Transformer Prime one, which nobody fucking remembers.
I don't even remember.
It was so
I had
bad. It was so bad. I can't even remember what it was about, but it was a DS game. So I would say, out of all the Transformer media, I do like the comics the most because the comics were one of the first things in Transformer media that really made you think about the war. Like it was a very much a gray area instead of like the movies and shows where the Decepticons
hmm
were solely the bad people. So
yeah, because every time you watch shows or movies and stuff, they're like the war. Like what happened in the war.
why did I mean like there was a couple things where it was just interesting. So I like the comics the most because it brought out more like more storytelling of the war instead of just like, yeah, they're evil people and these guys are good people. And yeah, but I mean other than that, like, it's okay.
Favorite soundtrack or song can be from any media, Transformers media.
Okay, as a kid, my favorite Transformer song was Dare.
Linkin Park.
As a kid, my favorite Transformer song was Dare. Um, also, like, it's really weird because everyone's like, which Dare? Was it the Dare or Dare to be Stupid? It was really both as a kid. Um, so I liked Dare from the 1986 movie, and
And
I also liked the Cybertron opening for Transformer Cybertron. So those are my favorite growing up. Now, I would have to say my favorite song or soundtrack in Transformers media has to be the I can't the Fall from Transformers One. That one is lovely. I listen to it on a daily basis.
That's fair. Honestly, I think I watched the Bayverse movies before the '86 movies, so I feel like they really like cemented Linkin Park on me because when I actually explored their music, yeah, that's like the only rock band I listen to
Yeah, I think.
to start off.
Oh my god, I remember when they did. So I think Lincoln Park sent me down a spiral, a hill, because I got into Lincoln Park and then I got into Imagine Dragons, and I
Oof.
think six. How old was I? I would think I was 15 when Age of Extinction came out. I was 15, and when I
How did
found
you just
out,
take them up?
huh?
How did you go from 6 to 15?
Because I was six when the first one came out.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
yeah.
when I was six, I got into Linkin Park, and then as I got older, I got into Imagine Dragons. So when I was 16, I was heavily into Imagine
Battle Cry was
Dragons.
a good song.
And when I found out that they were doing the sound, like they were doing a song for Age of Extinction, that is the only reason I went to the movie theater.
Battle Cry was a good song. I
That it
cannot
was a
deny that.
great song. It was a great song.
That actually fit the movie a lot. As
Yeah,
much as
it.
I don't really like it, but it really did fit everything that was
Yeah,
going on.
it. Yeah, Linkin Park. The the Bavers definitely got me into Linkin Park, and then I found Imagine
Hmm.
Dragons through Linkin Park because it was just like recommendation music. Like you might also be interested into this.
Oh,
I think my favorite Linkin Park song that they did from
New Divide.
yeah,
It's New
honestly,
Divide.
yeah, yeah,
It's
New
New
Divide.
Divide, man. That's my favorite, bro.
Yeah, New Divide was a banger, and if it wasn't for Transformers, I would have never found it. And it's really funny how when you think of like Transformer fandom, anytime there's like a brand new piece of Transformer media, there's always that one person that puts New Divide over it. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Oh my god, this question from Sam, bro. Can I like?
I actually wanted to answer this a lot. I was like,
Oh my god, he was waiting. All right, what's the question, Tarn?
forgive me. Okay. Would you rather fight a gorilla once a year but never know when the fight is, or fight a gorilla every last day of the month and know ahead of time?
I would.
Um,
I'm gonna say the end of the month. If I had to choose, I would say I would know ahead of time because
once a year.
I don't
Why?
know.
Why am I gonna fight him 12 times in a year on the last day? Just one and done, and that's it.
Yeah, honestly, that's.
I mean, I know you might not know when it's gonna happen, but like, he's a gorilla. You're gonna see him from like a mile away.
What if I'm not paying attention? You know, like I don't know.
Well, if you catch a right hook from a gorilla, I don't know. I don't. Whether you were paying attention or
I'm
not, I
not.
don't think you
I'm
have a
not
chance.
a.
But I'd rather deal with it once than 12 times.
Yeah, yeah. Once a year, 12. You know, I mean, I don't know. I try to outrun gorilla. I'm being honest. I'm not fighting no gorilla. But yeah. Um.
Like, I don't know. Sometimes I like I put sideswipe over Tarn, but I think for right now, Tarn's gonna be number one. Just because like from okay, from his debut in the comics,
Mhm.
like the pure just menace inside him is just insane. They got like I remember this one time in the comments, one of like the older members, like so like since like all of our names are the name of cities,
Mhm.
like it's not exactly our technical name, but like just something we take for the meantime. And one of our old members, Voss, was like a trader or something,
Yeah. Yeah. And he like.
and we turned him into a dog, bro, a pet dog.
Yeah. It
And
was.
now
It
I
was
think
a.
he
It
like
was a dog.
has him on a
So
leash.
yeah. So
just stuff like that, man. It's
And I'm pretty sure
like it's
Tarn
just evil.
Tarn was such a devoted Decepticon that he didn't name himself after some random city. He named himself after, I think, the city that Megatron was from. I'm pretty sure he named himself after that city.
I think that was the first city that fell
Oh
too.
yeah, it was the first city that fell. It's not the city he was from. It was
Hmm.
the first city that fell. And even though I don't like Tarn because of what he did, but I will say that just
Can't
from
stop him.
Tarn's story and all that, like you could tell how much of a devoted Decepticon he was. But he also opens your eyes to like the corruption between the cause, like in Megatron's corruption, because Megatron made him into a Decepticon not because like he wanted to or he would gain like benefits from it. He made Tarn a Decepticon because he knew it would hurt Optimus because Tarn was one of his closer companions when he was Glitch. So
Glitch.
yeah,
That one-eyed dude.
yeah.
So
So
glad I'm not him anymore.
yeah, and then I like Tarn
That
as a villain, but I just can't get past what he did. He killed my boy. He killed my boy, and
Don't hate the game, man.
he killed my boy not because he wanted to, it's because Overlord was fucking taunting him about it. It was just
Dude, I straight slammed Overlord. That was crazy.
so
Slammed
yeah,
him to the ground. I have a screenshot on my phone somewhere. Straight slammed him.
yeah.
Still
So
no chance.
yeah, and then I think number two for you would be Sideswipe.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Doesn't
Okay,
matter
so
if it's from G1 or Bayverse. I think I like Bayverse more, just because that's what I like. That's how I like found out
yeah,
about
yeah,
him first. Since like that was Revenge of the Fallen came out in what?
2009.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I was
I was 8 years
pretty
old.
young then.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was something about Sideswipe and the way like it was just so beautiful. That whole scene is just so beautiful for Sideswipe. As growing up and I
Okay.
rewatched it
Oh, that's
because
not smart.
yeah, okay. So I rewatched this pretty recently because I had watched the movie with my boyfriend, and I was kind of annoyed because if you rewatch that scene, like you're just sitting there like, can nobody take out this guy? Like he transformed once. Like as a
Sideways.
kid,
Oh yeah.
as a kid, you're like, oh my god, they're Decepticons, they're powerful and like whatever. And he took him out, and then like rewatching that scene, I was just really annoyed. I was super glad that Sideswipe actually killed him because I was just so annoyed. Like, why can't we kill him at all? And this
No.
is why the RC
His R8.
triplets.
His
This
alt mode 8. It's fast, not that fast. Especially well,
I was like, yeah, this is why the RC triplets died. Uh, not only they were ugly, they were
well,
just useless. They were useless
I think an older
characters.
R8 actually is pretty quick, but
Yeah,
it's still the matter of
yeah.
like,
But Sideswipe's presence in that scene, like you got like
oh
the
yeah, that aura
cockiness out
points
of
went up.
him, and it was just great. It was just great. And then I think his second scene was the Mexican standoff scene, and
Oh yeah,
it honestly really
they'll
like
let you
made
leave
me
if you're.
sad that like I think Sideswipe was announced dead for Age of Extinction or whenever.